Well, hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Lyndon. Thank you so much for coming. In this video, I want to look at how to play with a DJ, and the first part of how to play your sax with a DJ, if you want to go about doing this, is really understanding how to work out what key a piece of music is in. Now, I was going to try and make one video about how to play with a DJ, but I think the most crucial part of this, there's really two parts of this. One is working out what key you're in, and I think that's the most crucial part. And then the second part is all of the other considerations, what scales you play, the kind of stylistic approach, what equipment that you might need, and other considerations. All of that is kind of useless if you don't know what key you're in. So how do you go about doing that? And really, it does seem like a magic trick. And I've had my private students or clients come round and say, oh, can we work out a tune? And I have a listen to it, and I fairly immediately am able to find what key it's in. And for a lot of people, this seems like some kind of weird, you know, magic trick. They think, you know, it's some kind of wizardry. I want to tell you that it really isn't. It's something that you can learn. You don't need perfect pitch. You don't need any kind of special musical ability. It's just something that you learn, and you can totally do it. So that's what this video is about, and I'll make this whole video about that, and then I'll do another video which will be the part 2 about playing with a DJ. So before I dive into all of that, I just want to say my thank you to everybody that's subscribed to my channel. As of today, which we're in August 2024, I've got 6,000 subscribers. Yay! I really would love to get like 50,000 subscribers, so please help me by sharing these videos with anybody that you know, if you think they've got value to them, and get them to subscribe. And please, if you haven't subscribed, just hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to do that, and it really keeps the channel healthy. For all the people that have bought me coffees and sent me supportive comments, I am so incredibly grateful to you. I really am. And if you want to buy me a coffee, you can, and the links are in the description below. So how do you work out what key something is in, or anything? So the way that we're going to go about doing this, I'm going to explain what I do, and then I'm going to give you some exercises that you can do that are going to help you to be able to achieve this. I think the most important thing, the very first thing, is that you can do it. Maybe you're not doing it at the moment, but you can do it. It can be done. And like I said before, you don't need any kind of special wizardry or magic or anything like that. It's just practice. And I'm really want you to take that on board first of all. The second thing that I would say is that the easiest way to work out what key something is in is to use your voice. Now, a lot of people, if I say to them, can you sing a little bit, or could you use your voice, and they will have this kind of reaction, which is like, oh, you don't want to hear me sing, or I only sing in private, I only sing in the shower, oh, you wouldn't want to hear that, it's awful, and this kind of thing. Here's my view on singing. Singing for a saxophone player is a tool. It's just a tool, like the hammer that I've got in my shed at the bottom of my garden. My hammer doesn't need to be beautiful in order to be functional. It doesn't need to be polished and like the most beautiful hammer ever. If it's old and raggedy and the handle's a little bit broken and everything, that's fine, because it's just a tool to do a job. Your voice is a really useful tool. Really. It is, though. I can't overemphasize how useful it is to use your voice, because if you can hum a note, then that is going to be by far the quickest way to work out what key something is in. Now, for people that feel very uncomfortable about singing or have got no singing experience, I totally get that, but what I suggest that you do, which will make this whole process of finding out what key you're in easier, is to start humming and singing. And what you can do is just get your saxophone. This is my alto sax, so I'm going to be playing a G, which is a concert B flat, or a C on tenor, so this is a G on my alto. And see if I can sing that. Da. Now, as you can hear, I haven't got the most beautiful voice in the world. I'm not going to, you know, Michael Bublé's not going to be calling me anytime soon to stand in for him, but it's a functional voice. So da, and that is the note that I'm looking for. Now if I'm not hitting that note, I have to think, am I going higher or lower? So if I go and I sing my note, I have to think, is that higher or lower? So with my voice, I'm going to go So this would be a really, really, really good practice. If you've never done this before, then just try singing one note on your sax. If that's easy for you, then try singing a scale. So if I was going to play the scale of C major on my saxophone, could I sing that? Again, it doesn't need to be super beautiful. I'm just looking for accuracy. Da, da, dee, da. I mean, I'm very lucky. I do actually sound just like Michael Bublé. No, I don't. But can you see? So that's kind of accurate. So if you're comfortable with singing one note, see if you can sing the whole scale. Da, do, dee, da, ba, do, da, da. And that's the scale. This would be a really, really, really incredibly good exercise for you to do. Okay, so how do we apply that? So what we would do is, I think the easiest way to do this is by using a backing track of some sort, because if you are going to play with a DJ, then they're going to play a song, and that's what we're trying to identify what the key is. So on here I'm using an app which I use all the time, which is a session band app. It doesn't have to be session band though, you could just do this on YouTube, I'll explain later. But I'm using, so it's nice and straightforward, a ballad feel, and I've gone to create new and yes, and by default it goes to A major, and I'm just going to go into here and mute off the tenor sax and then have a listen. Now when I listen to this track, what I'm doing is I'm trying, there's one note, I just need to identify one note, and this is the really sort of big fat massive important note, and the note is the first note of the scale that we're in, or the root. I'm trying to identify the root because I don't have to identify all of the notes in this. By just identifying one note, the root, that will give me all of the other notes. So that's what I'm listening out for, and that's what I need to train you and train myself to do. So have a listen. Have a listen. So can you hear this note? Da. Actually, it's the bass. And what's fantastic about this app is that if I isolate the bass by going into the settings here and going solo, can you hear the bass is going dun, dee, and that? Can you hear that? Dun, that is the root. And if I know that that is the root, then all of the other notes, that's the key. That's why they call it the key, because that root unlocks all of the other notes. So that's the note that I'm looking for, and I have a way of thinking about this note which I'll share with you. It's like home. It's the resolution note, so it feels like I'm home. Can you feel that? It's got like a kind of finished feeling to it, or an ending feeling to it, or a kind of home feeling to it. Can you feel that? I'm home. And that note, in this case, as you can see, I mean it does tell me on there, is an A. Hope I'm in tune. So this is really, really useful because now I know which scale to play, which key I'm in. Yeah, so let's now change the key on the backing track and see if we can identify the root again. So what I'm going to do is go into this edit button here, and I'm going to scroll up to D, and let's see if we can find the root. Have a listen. And I'm going to find that on my saxophone. And then clearly, if I played the notes of D major, that would fit with that. So does this make sense? I'm looking for one note and that will identify what the whole key is in. So what I can do is, by the way, I should probably tell you that I'm using Session Band Jazz Volume 1 on a ballad feel, but it really doesn't matter what a backing track you use, the principle is the same. So what I'm going to do as an exercise is I'm going to get a piece of paper and I'm going to cover over the app so that I can't see what it is, and then I'm going to, what key I'm in, and then I'm going to randomly change by going into this edit button here. I'm going to randomly hit these buttons, and so let's get it going. So we're going to play it. Now I'm going to randomly hit these. Now just wait until it comes around again. Can you hear that that is the root? That note there, look. If I find that on my sax, I'm going to start with a G. Da. Well, that's too high. I need to go down, so I'll go a semitone down. Still not right, so I'll go another semitone down. So I'm looking for da. I'm on F sharp. I'm going to go a semitone down to F. So this is in the key of F, and if I just confirm that by playing F. Definitely in the key of F, and now that would allow me to jam if I'm able to in that particular key. So let's do that again, and we'll do it one more time in this genre. So if I hit this a random amount of times, but just wait for a second, it will change again. Dun, dun. Can you hear it? Dun, da, do, dee, do, da. So I need da. Find that on my sax. I'm going to start with a G again. And I need da. So again it's lower. I'll go a semitone. And then a semitone again. Still not right because I need da. I'm going to go a semitone further down. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, so if I play the scale of E. So all of that fits really, really, really nicely because I'm in the right key, and I lift this up to have a look. We are indeed in E major. Is this making sense? I really, really, really hope it does. Now look, if this, again, if you're starting to think, no, this is just wizardry, just try it, see if you can hit the root. So let's now change the genre into, let's go for anything you like really. Let's go for medium swing and apply style, and let's see if we can identify the root again. Can you feel that? So it doesn't really matter what the genre is. The thing is to get comfortable with identifying the roots. So if you, with regards to doing this with the DJ, then the chances are you're going to be doing a different genre of music, but it's not genre specific. It's just the knack of getting used to identifying the root. Now, at the moment, we've just been working on major scales, but let's have a look at, let's go back to ballad feel and have a look at a minor key. So I'm going to go into the edit button here. I'm going to scroll down to minor 7. Oh, I need to touch the red box first. And then scroll down to minor 7. But the same law applies. Let's change the key. I'm going to change it into C minor for alto sax. Let's see if you can identify the key, the root. Can you hear that? Hum, doo dee da da doo dee da. It's exactly the same. Da. Let's change it into G. Ding, ding, da, do, da, da. There it is. Ba, do, dee, da, da, da. That's the home root. Yeah, so I'm just playing around now with the chord tones and the scale tones of G minor. So let's do the same thing again. Put this over the top and see if we change the key fairly randomly or completely randomly. See if we can identify it. Can you hear that? I'm just going to turn the volume up a bit because I turned it down before because the other one was freaking my recording system out. So I need to find that. So again, I'm just going to start with a G. And I need da. So that's lower. Can you hear that's lower? I'm going to go by semitone. And I need da. Keep going down. So he's actually C. Yeah. Da. So that's the secret, just finding the root, whether it's major or minor, and that confirms it to me. So this is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant exercise. So there is an app that I would use to practice playing with a DJ, because this is not the kind of music that you're likely to get a DJ playing. They're going to be playing kind of house type music or more funky stuff. And actually there is a session band app for house music, which is absolutely fantastic and a brilliant training tool. And by the way, I am not working for session band, by the way. I'm just sharing this with you because I genuinely use it all the time because it's fantastic. So there is an app called Deep House by Session Band, and you can do exactly the same thing. Now with these demos, with these genres on the left hand side, they're not very specific about what they are, but they're all deep house. They're kind of different genres. So if I just go to Deep House 1, create new track, and I put it on, I'm just going to make sure that I'm in E flat, and I'm going to go into here. I don't think there's anything that I need to mute off because there's no saxophones. This tells me I'm in A major, and I'm just looking out to see if I can hear the root. So it's the same technique. Can you hear that? Da, I'm home. And it says it's an A, so I'm just going to play an A. Can you hear it? So that clearly works. So let's do the same thing, and this is what I suggest that you do, is get that going, put a sheet of paper over so that you don't know what key it's in, hit this a bunch of times. Can you hear it? Da, that's the root. Da, doo, dee, doo, dee, da. da. That's too high, so I'm going to go down the semitone. Still too high. So I'm looking for a da, and one more semitone, and another semitone. And that's my home key, so I'm in the key of E flat major. And if I jam on that a little bit. And then I'm going to take the paper away and hope that I'm right. I'm definitely right. So there it is, E flat major. Yeah. So this is a great thing to do. This is a great way to go. And you want to practice this, doing this in major and minor keys using session band. If you don't have session band, that's absolutely fine. You can go onto YouTube and just type in onto YouTube backing track and then just pick one at random and see if you can hear the root. However, I like session band because, especially on the jazz session band 1, if you go on to a ballad, you can kind of get the hang of finding that because it's quite strong in the bass. And often in a piece of music, it's the bass that you're looking for. So that is how I find the key of pretty much anything. And if you practice doing this on a regular basis, you get better and better and better and better at it. And in the end, you can listen to pretty much anything and work out what key it's in. But you have to practice, you have to take action and practice doing this. And if it doesn't come to you straight away, that's okay, because this is kind of a tricky thing to do. I really hope that that was useful for you. Please put your thoughts in the comments below. I know I've been super pedantic and kind of, taken a very slow approach with doing this, but I think it's the really thorough way to go. And I can tell you that I've taken people in my private lessons when we've done this together that never thought they'd be able to work out what key a piece of music is in, and by using this and practicing this on a regular basis, they get it. They can get it, and you get better and better and better. So it does take practice, but it's completely doable. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, YouTube, saxophone community, people all over the world. I really, 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 really love hearing from sax players, and especially when people say they've found my videos useful. It gives me such a thrill, I can't tell you. Thank you for buying me coffees. That really helps support the making of all of this and helps me be motivated to do more videos. If you've got any suggestions about things that you'd like me to do videos about, do put them in the description below, and do put them in the comments below, I should say. And look out for part 2, because I'm going to be taking this technique and then showing you how to play with a DJ and what considerations and what kind of licks and patterns you might want to use, and other considerations around playing with a DJ, because it's a lot of fun to do. It's really, really good fun. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.